Hello again. My videos aren't my videos, unless I have a gratuitous Benson appearance. Here he is. Did you know he's about to turn 15 this year? You good, Benny. Last video I took an 11-year-old processor, stuck it in a 7-year-old motherboard with a 5-year-old video card, and made it play Fortnite. I had been making videos for around 11 years at that point, and I was starting to hit creative burnout. I had filmed a lot of things and traveled to a lot of places. A few years back I had the idea to start doing material projects. I was working in a makerspace and decided to play with the tools and film myself doing it. Right before the pandemic, my car died. I made a few videos about that. I didn't have a chance to fix it because it was time for me to move. That Christmas I was up and making videos again.
Hey, got an old computer, but don't know what to do with it anymore because it's really old? Just put it in an open chassis, stick it on top of your pantry so it hooks up to your kitchen TV with wires everywhere. It'll make your wife really happy.
I don't think so.
I was also working full-time, and a lot of my projects started falling by the wayside. It was already the bottom half of the pandemic, and everybody was returning to work in person. It was time for me to get a car. I was looking to get another project car, but cars were getting super pricey. A project car or a used car was starting to become out of the realm of possibility. So my uncle hears I need a car, and he hands me the keys to this bad boy. He was retired and he couldn't afford to repair or register his old car, so a little bit of air in the tires and a new battery, and I had my very own VQ35. I get it started up and I get it home, park it in my spot, and then, out of nowhere, it doesn't start. I plugged a code reader into it, and the code that came up was an anti-theft code, but after really doing the research, it turns out it was just the starter. The starter will trigger the anti-theft code, but it's really just the starter needs to be replaced, and then it's the Craigslist definition of runs and drives, a 2003 Nissan Maxima with the 3.5-liter V6, the VQ35DE. It has a nice little party trick that allows me to zip past traffic when necessary, all while not getting good gas mileage. There's no shortage of repairs I've had to make to the car, no shortage of parts either. I've had to replace the battery, the starter, the O2 sensor, the catalytic converter, had that done by a shop, the trunk latch, the trunk skid plate, cabin air filter, shampoo and steaming the interior because of years of cigarette smoke. Had to replace the front suspension, the tires, and the alternator, which I had done by a shop. Also seemed to have a pinhole leak in my radiator, but not so big that I'm losing noodles of coolant. Now there is one repair I can make to the car that would actually take about 10 years off the car, and that's polishing the headlight lenses. Now there's two ways of doing this. There's the thorough way and the shortcut way. I'm going to show you the shortcut way first.
When you get it wet, it's not as bad.
So we just hope for rain in California, right?
That's right. So every time it rains, my headlights look nice. Wash it off, dry it off. And then start with the compound and rub it in a lot, carefully of course, because I don't want to compound my paint around it, and I'm too lazy to put tape on. I am coating the pad just enough, and then I'm going to press the pad on here and get it evenly coated as much as possible, as much as Clint can do it. Kind of rub it in.
It's like you need one more go through.
Maybe. I don't know. It is promising.
Fuck it. I know what to do. Watch this. Bloop.
Use your God-given tools.
Use my God-given tools.
I'm just making a mess everywhere.
And after a decent amount of work, you can have a car that has polished hazy headlights. That's right, I said hazy. They're still hazy. Now I told you there was 2 ways, and this was the first way, which is the shortcut way. I need it to look nice. I need a nice looking car. I need to not have polish on my shoe. Here's the way you should really do it. Here's way number 2.
Nope. I am not a professional in any way.
Meaning he's gonna fuck this up at some point.
Oh, absolutely.
See, we're getting around this corner here too.
I'm not really supposed to put Benson in the tape like that. Worry about what I'm not supposed to do. You can do it however you want. The paint isn't exactly the greatest in the first place. So
It's nice paint for an old car.
it's nice paint for a 20-year-old car. All right. Now, I need to make sure to clean this all the way off, which is already pretty clean. I already put the wax treatment on it, so it's fairly clean. And I actually don't see anything coming off, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to get right into sanding. So the video I watched said you just start going by. Oh God, this sounds so counterintuitive. Look what I'm doing to my headlight. I don't know how I feel about this. Oh my God, I don't know how I feel about this.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how awkward does this feel?
It feels very awkward. 11.
So in order to fix your headlight, you have to fuck it up.
Fuck it up. I don't know how I feel about this. Let's just pour some more water on this too. Get this nice and wet, so that way it does what it's supposed to do. Oh, there we go. This feels better. See how it's pulling yellow off? This is what it's supposed to be doing. Okay. I feel a little bit better about it now. It's actually doing what it's supposed to be doing. And I can see the areas where I still need to get. I need to concentrate more in this section and this section here. This actually feels a lot more comfortable. I see as I'm dropping it all over the place. It actually is almost completely clear now. Now all I have to do is hit it with the rubbing compound. All right, I'm going to start with hand, and then I'm going to move to power tool from there. This time I'm just going to hand wax it, just like old times, because it's a lot more fun to get hands on. A little bit of elbow grease back and forth, make sure it gets into all the grooves. So when you finally start seeing the little streaks here, that means the wax is dry enough to start wiping off. And that's actually when we go ahead and start wiping off the wax. Look at that, nice and clear. Up close and in person, you can definitely see the difference. Yeah, see, these are still hazy. It looks pretty dang clear. We're done. We are done, son. Oops. This is the other video. How to pull tape off of your paint. Boom. And done. Repeat process on the other side, and you're good to go. No half measures.
Maximum effort. And how did my maximum effort pay off? Well, take a look. A car that looks 10 years younger, but unfortunately not 20 years younger. The driver's side doesn't look this bad anymore, but it's still a little bit hazy. That's because a lot of the haze was on the inside of the lens. The passenger side is a far cry from this hazy old thing. I mean, look at all the yellow on that thing. And now here it is in all its glory, looking like it's going to light up the road for me. And here goes the end of this video, with my car looking like it has a cataract. But here's the things I learned while doing this project. 1. Don't reuse your sandpaper. If you're wet sanding, you're going to want to use a new sheet of sandpaper for every headlight. You think you're saving money, but you're actually making more work for yourself later. Number 2 is keep adding water. Wet sanding won't work if it's not wet. Number 3 is trust the process. Don't shortcut. Put down tape if you're going to sand or polish. Keep pouring water over that sandpaper until the debris that comes out goes from yellow to white. I put about 20 minutes per side on the sanding, and that's about the minimum you should do on a project like this, because you want to make sure that you see the results, and you won't if you shortcut the process. So trust the process. Stay tuned for next time, and maybe we'll have some cataract surgery for this thing. Or maybe next time I'll show you how I went out of state to pick up a project car that I ended up giving my sister. Or maybe I'll show you the e-bike that I built and rode 1,000 miles before I fell off it and broke my arm. Stay tuned to find out which one.